Hi guys, it's Shell, Sunbury Housewives. Welcome back to another video. If you're new to our channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Hit the subscribe button to see future videos. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So today I am starting my Christmas videos. Yep, I'm getting an early start. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So I'm doing 3 separate tumblers, but they're still kind of the same. So I went ahead and using sublimation tumblers, of course, and I went ahead and prepped them by sanding and cleaning them. So I grabbed my diamonds from the Glitter Heart Co., but of course I'm running really low, and I ended up switching that out. But I had cut out 3 different vinyls, one for each tumbler, a black and white buffalo check, a leopard print, and a red and black buffalo print. Now this red and black is actually heat transfer vinyl, and I'll show you what I'll do with that a little later in the video, but they're all going to be kind of the same but different, and you'll see. For the leopard print, I'm using champagne gold. For the I'm not thinking. For the red buffalo check, I'm using, I believe it's ruby slippers. It might be something different. But then the black, I'm using this, I forget what it's called. It'll all be listed in the description box below. But the bottom, I'm going to use this like 2-inch wide painter's tape, and then I'll pull down the vinyl to get my spacing, and then the top half will be white, and then I'll put a decal. So I switched the diamonds out for Ice by the Glitter Guy. So the first thing I'm going to do is tape off the bottom portion, oh my gosh, I cannot speak, so that I can line up my vinyl, just to be able to place that on so that I can glitter the bottom portion and the top portion. But this just places that vinyl on so that I know exactly where I want to place it, and that pretty much each of the tumblers will have the same spacing. Apparently, I really struggled to get this lined up, and I just butted up the vinyl along that tape line, smoothed it out with my scraper, and then cut off the excess. But I really struggled with this one for some reason. And then cut off the excess and the back and put off the extra. I don't know what I was doing. Really, really struggled. But anyway, once I got that done, I just put off the bottom piece of tape, and I did put on the other tape to cover up to kind of straighten it around. Really wouldn't have mattered because I do place vinyl striping around on each end that would have covered it up, but knowing me, I have to get it just so perfect in my mind. But so yeah, I just completely clean it up to the best of my ability. So that is what I'm doing here. And then I do go back in and put more tape on it. I do this to myself every time. So then I take the second tumbler, do the same exact thing, and put that tape along the bottom so that I could do, I believe I do the leopard print on this one. The leopard print I got from Vinyl Expressions. The black and white buffalo check, I have no idea where I got it. I've had it for a few years now, and I cannot honestly tell you where I got it. But I know I got this from the Vinyl Expressions. And then the red and black I got from Amazon. And like I said, it was the only red and black that I had, and it happens to be HTV. And I'm going to show you how I did that, because that's the only thing I had to use. But I did heat up my tumbler so that I could actually get it to kind of stick while I'm working with it. Grab gloves because it does get hot. So I heated up just a little bit and kind of rubbed the vinyl on it to kind of stick while I'm trying to get it to go around. And I just rub it and I work my way all the way around it to kind of release that glue that's on the back of that. And my gloves are double layered. And then once it cools, because this particular vinyl is a cold peel, so you do want it to cool down to be able to do that carrier sheet to pull off. And I did, because it did overlap, I did cut it to kind of meet up to the seam. So once it had cooled, I do peel back that carrier sheet. And that's what I'm doing here. And pull off that clear sheet is called a carrier sheet. So kind of did pull up a little bit. And I'm just going around and heating it up and smoothing it down again. I've never put HTV on a tumbler before, so what I am doing after I get this all smoothed down, making sure that there's no bubbles, I'm using Ccdiy clear or quick coat to seal it down. So then I had mixed some Mod Podge into some paint, and I'm going to paint the bottom of the tumbler of each coordinating vinyl tumbler. So this is the black and white buffalo check, and I give it one coat and then let that dry, and then do a second coat, and I'm going to sprinkle on the glitter. So I'm using that as the adhesive, and then tap that off. And this is a gold, and I'm using the champagne gold glitter over this. And apparently I only gave it one coat, so I take that back. I did not. But this champagne gold is such a beautiful glitter that it only needed one coat. And then this red, now for this red, it did need touched up in a few spots, so I did do that. Once those were dry, I did mix up a little bit of epoxy and put those all over the white section. I decided to go ahead and just do epoxy since I didn't need to mix any paint. And I did all three at once. And I'm going to sprinkle the white glitter, which is ice, completely all over each of those tumblers. And then once that was done, on all three of those, I will pull off the painter's tape immediately so that that does not stick to that. And then once that is cured, I will completely seal the entire tumbler with 2 times Rust-Oleum clear spray so that none of that glitter will travel. And then I will give it 2 coats of epoxy. Once that is cured, I did cut out these strips of vinyl, and I'm going to line each edge of the vinyl that was already on there with these vinyl striping. And then where my crease, or the edge, however you want to say it, the edge on the back, I line that up with the striping so that all of the seams, that's what it is, the seam is all in the back. So I do that for each of these tumblers, and I'm just using black on each of them since each of them have an element of black. And then I had printed out on water slide and sealed it 3 times with 2 times Rust-Oleum clear before placing it in the water and letting that dry in between each coat. These water slides, I think I said that. So I'm starting out, and these are something I got off of Creative Fabrica. The Leopard one was already pre-made, and then these ones here I made myself. And they just say Merry Christmas, and they're coordinating to the vinyl that's on there. So I reversed the image so that I could do it face down. I find that much easier for me. And then here's the red one. And I just place it down, slide it up, and then squeegee out all the excess water. And then I pat it dry with my paper towel just to get all the excess water out. You don't want any water trapped under there when you go to a re-epoxy. And then here's the Leopard one. The Leopard one I think is my favorite so far. And I love me some buffalo plaid. But this one just really is my favorite. So once that's all dry, it probably took about an hour for it to fully dry before I could go in and do my final coats of epoxy. And I did seal the vinyl. Okay, so here. I put these on to do my final coats of epoxy. This had my second coat of epoxy, final coat. And I took it off the turner, and look what it found. I was so devastated. A fly. I was so mad. And it wasn't on just one, it was on 2. The third one turned out perfect. So I'm going to show you how you fix it. So I get my Dremel out, and I turn it on and very lightly touch. You don't want to gouge too much because you'll go right into down to the stainless. I just lightly touch it to start eating away at the fly and the epoxy and brush it away. Yes, it's going to eat at some of your coat of your epoxy, but this is how you fix it. And I'm doing the other one. This one's sped up because you don't want to watch it. But then you clean up your tumbler. Use alcohol to wipe away all the dust and clean up your tumbler. And then what I do is, because there's a little divot, not too deep unless you go too deep, but since I have to re-epoxy yet again, I clean up this tumbler, and then I get out my UV resin. to fill in the little divot that was left. So after I finish cleaning it up, I will set my tumbler down and get out my UV resin. I just set it down on my little squeegee. Pour a little bit of UV resin in there and put it in there. And then I will pop any little bubbles that might be there, which you don't see me do, but I do. Oops, knocked it over. And then I just take my little flashlight, UV flashlight, and cure it real quick. And once I know that that is cured, I just touch it. Yes, it's cured. I set that aside. And now I'm going to do the other one and do the same thing. You're just filling that little divot so that it's even. And I do give it a light sanding off camera before I sand it, or before I completely give it its final coat. This is the time of year where grandson is opening and closing doors nonstop and letting flies into my house. That's lovely. So yeah, I have gotten lucky that I haven't had too many get onto my tumblers, but I just happen to get them. But here they are, completely finished now, and I love how they turned out. They're matching but different, and I love them. So 'tis the season. You're going to start seeing a lot more holiday tumblers. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a great big thumbs up. They are now available on the website. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.